Streaming live via the internet. Welcome to ISP Radio, your weekly source for ISP-related news, events, and interviews with industry experts. If you deliver internet via fiber optic, wireless, coax, or any other way, you're in the right place. Chat live with us weekly via ispradio.com every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. And now a brief word from our sponsors. Lange Technologies, providing ISP consulting, support, and hardware for wireless ISPs. TowerCoverage.com, providing online RF coverage maps. Mimosa Networks, providing high-density, high-bandwidth radio products. Advanced LLC, providing retail and wholesale advanced communication services by matching providers with your bandwidth needs. And by Cytel, providing reliability in surge suppression. And now your host for ISP Radio, Steve Grabiel and Dennis Burgess.
Steve, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here with you, Dennis.
Hey, there you go. I don't know. Did you not hear the music?
No, I didn't hear the music.
Oh, well, heck, no wonder I'm sitting here going, hey, Steve, did you not hear the music? I guess I screwed that one up. Keep going, bud.
Welcome to another edition of ISP Radio. I'm your host, Steve Grabiel, and I'm broadcasting from the home office here in Southern California, getting ready to head back to New Mexico for some big projects I got lined up to take care of, and broadcasting the show from St. Louis, and co-host is Dennis Burgess in St. Louis. So, Dennis, not a whole lot of news going on. Do you know, since we've been the people drumming the beat, when's the next 477 due? Is it like July?
March, I believe.
March. Okay,
yeah,
March.
It's coming up. So, anyway, well, there's plenty of stuff going on with, the
Today, it's kind of not technically based. It's more marketing based to help your clients out. And this is a service I've subscribed to about a year and a half ago, and I've been using it, and it works really well for me. And I just wanted to share it with everyone to, open the lines of communication between you and your customers. We have on the phone today Josh Lange. He's the Senior Client Success Manager at Easy Texting, and the product that they sell is called TellmyCell. Now, you might be wondering, well, how does this help us? Well, this is what I use TellmyCell for. Back about 3 years ago, a customer of mine said, hey, you guys have outages, everyone has outages. What would be nice is if you had a known outage and I'm working at a different place and I got a text knowing that, things are kind of not working the way they should at the house, if I could get a text to tell me such. So I looked into it and it made a bunch of sense, and I found TellmyCell. What I use this service for is I use it for notifications. Basically, people subscribe to the TellmyCell service on my website, and they put their location in. So I'm able to text these people when I do know I have a problem and give them an ETA. Now, the reason why we went down this path is twofold. I can send out an email to people saying we have a known outage, or they call me. Well, I want to keep the call volume down when I'm trying to fix something so that, I can get it fixed, number one. But number two, people don't necessarily read their email instantly, and if there's an internet outage, they wouldn't read their email anyways. So, and human nature is, from what I'm seeing, is when I get a text, that's the first thing I look at before I look at email. And getting a text of a known outage and an ETA of repair time is tremendous for my clients that subscribe to this service. But with that, that's why I use it, and that's why I brought Josh on, because it's a wonderful product. It really helps me communicate better with my clientele. So, Josh, are you there?
I'm here. Thanks so much, guys, for having me today.
You bet. We're glad that you came on. So, Josh, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in this, and tell us about Easy Texting, a brief history and what you guys do. And there's more to this than just notifications, and that's why I wanted to bring Josh on to explain the other things that can be done with this service. So with that, go for it.
Well, sure. A little bit about me. I was born, raised, went to school in Michigan. Before coming to the city, I worked for a merger and acquisition firm. Had a lot of connections out in New York City, so ended up coming out here, where I found Easy Texting and TellmyCell, the service that you use. Little history on TellmyCell and Easy Texting, for that matter. We've been around since 2006. Kind of the first real players in this market, in the text message notifications or marketing market. We started out as a 5-person operation. Continued to grow pretty substantially as the different businesses and organizations grew and understood the technology. Became more familiar with the technology. As of 2013, we actually merged with another company called Fire, and ever since we've been continuing to grow. To give your guys' listeners a bit more of an understanding of what we do, TellmyCell and Easy Texting, I'll use those brands interchangeably, but both offer pretty much the same features. And what we do is we offer a web-based application that allows businesses and organizations to send and receive text messages, traditionally in mass fashion, to and from their opted-in contacts, customers, employees, members, groups of any kind. The system's robust enough to reach out to every and anybody instantaneously, right where they're looking on their cell phones.
So, like I've mentioned, I use it for notification, which is made for happier customers. What other avenues does your product help people with? What other market spaces have you seen that are real successful in using your system for drumming up sales, if you will?
Sure. And in regards to the use cases, I think yours is a great example. That notifications side of things. There's no other platform, whether it's emails, phone calls, smoke signals, that's going to reach out to your base, your customers, your contacts instantly, immediately. So let's take the notification realm. Let's take a school, for example, especially this time of the year with weather alerts, school closures, event reminders for students and parents, homework reminders even. Think of any office across the U.S. for the same deal, weather alerts, or if the internet's out or the email's down. It's a great way to reach everybody right on their phone. Other great use cases that way would be, let's say, take a tax company or a doctor's office for appointment reminders, confirming and rescheduling appointments via text message where you can reach out to the weeks, the months of appointments. Aside from that, like you said, the marketing aspect of it, that's probably really where our core is. Take a loyalty program for let's say a restaurant or a retail customer. And I'm sure everybody's seen different advertising that would say, text Steven to 313131 to sign up for our marketing alerts, right? And that's our keyword function, and really one of our most popular features. Anybody who does text in that keyword to our short code, 313131 on easy texting, our system then grabs their information, puts that directly into your guys' account, gives you that permission to send them anything else in the future. And lastly, would send them back a confirmation message that you guys can fully customize to say, thanks for signing up, or click here for more options. You can even include a picture, video, audio file directly in the message itself, which obviously says a lot more than a simple text message would. The use cases are endless. There's no one right or wrong way to use it. What we found, and really what's so appealing about the company in itself, is that there's no organization or group that can't benefit from using our service.
Right. So tell us a little bit about the nuts and bolts of how it works. You talked about signing up with the texting service, and this is all permission-based, so if people don't want it, they don't have to sign up for it. But tell us a little bit about the different widgets and ways about, getting people to sign up for this, because it is valuable.
Well, sure, and you hit the nail on the head. It is all permission-based. I know that you use the widget, and what we offer is a web widget that you can embed on your websites. We also have one specifically for your Facebook page. We can host these for you, and you can blast them out to anybody that you currently have on maybe your email base. But it's just a simple sign-up form directly linked with your easy texting or TellmyCell account. Your contact can put in their phone number, first name, last name, any additional information that you might want to keep on your end, whether it be customer number or location or whatever the case may be. As soon as they hit that submit button, they're automatically sent to your guys' accounts. We also have all the verbiage there that's legally off them into receiving your messages, so nothing to worry about there. And it really takes the effort off of you. Mm-hmm. We hit on a bit of the keyword feature, and that's really, like I said, our most popular feature, because especially for some of the smaller operations that don't have access to getting their own short code set up with the costs and everything else involved with that, this is a great way to sometimes look a little bit more substantial maybe than companies are. So introducing that keyword text Dennis to 313131 or whatever the case may be, it's a great way to append to any of your current marketing. It's a great way to continue to grow that list and cast a much wider net. And to your benefit, or to what you said before too, Dennis, or Stephen, is that the text messages, they're coming right directly to your person. The last study that we did, it was 95% of the text messages were opened within 5 minutes of receiving the message. So whatever your message is from a marketing promotional standpoint to a notifications or appointment reminders, it's getting to the person. They're looking at it, even if it is just to delete it. From any sort of broadcast standpoint, what else can you ask for?
Right. The message is getting out there and it's being consumed.
Let me ask a couple of questions real quick. So I'm a small wireless ISP. We have just say 500 subscribers. Now, obviously, all these subscribers are not going to opt in to getting text messaging. But first off, you said that for the fee of your services, you're going to give us some type of web code that will allow us to drop a little system right onto our web page so that people can easily opt in. In other words, I don't have to opt them in. They can go to the website and get that done. So that is correct, right?
That is absolutely correct.
Okay.
Yes, and that's free with any account. So there's no additional charge for that. And something to keep in mind too for your as you guys are currently building your subscriber list, what you can also do is append to any form, maybe if you guys have physical forms they're signing up with, just append a little maybe checkbox that says, click here if you want to receive text message updates. That's in writing, that's provable. That's opting them into receiving the text messages. And what we always suggest is to have that widget going, to have the keyword going, have as many ways that these people can opt in. So again, you can cast that much larger of a presence.
Okay. So let's just say I have, again, 500 people, probably 50% of those may opt in. So let's just say 250 people. Now, obviously, your plans are based on, and we haven't got into your plans, but your plans are based on the total number of messages per month, correct?
Sure.
Okay. So let's say that there is an outage, and I know that it's going to take about an hour for them to get there, another hour for them to figure out what the heck the problem is, and then maybe hopefully fix it within that hour. So we're hoping ETA hopefully within 2 hours. Now, when I submit that for you guys to send through your website, so 250 people, what is the average time that is going to take for all 250 messages to be delivered or to be sent?
2 seconds.
Really, 2 seconds.
Use our system instantaneously. As soon as you hit that send button, it goes out to everybody. Okay. Now, you can't give because everybody has different carriers, different contracts, different plans, different service levels. We don't love to give specifics like that, but 99% of the time, it's going to get to that handset immediately.
Okay, so within a few minutes.
Right. Yeah, at most.
Okay, gotcha. So, in other words, you can provide those updates, and you can say, we expect ETA in 2 hours, and they're going to get that within a reasonable time frame. They're not going to get that 2 hours from now, unless they don't have cell service, obviously.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely right. And that's the difference too. If you send an email with that same blast, it might take them, though the email is sent instantaneously as well, it might take them 2 hours to get to their email, where they're looking at their phone. They're receiving, they're opening the message within 5 minutes.
Gotcha. So for those types of systems, now, is there any integration of automation of some type? So the example is I have a billing platform and there's a checkbox that says customer wishes to opt in to text messaging. Do you guys have some type of API or automation process for a company to automate the activation and deactivation of phone numbers?
Absolutely. So by default, we offer our web-based application, which you can do every and anything that we offer within there. But we also, like you said, offer our API that'll let you do everything that you could do from within the application and write your own program to tell our system what to do and when without having to log in and having everything, like you said, 100% automated.
Well, that's a good point, Dennis, because say I sign someone up and I'm going through, I use PowerCode, and say that we integrate a API with that in the sign-up phase, and when the people sign their name to the agreeing to my terms of service and acceptable use policy, Joshua, you're saying there could be some integration with this billing service that I use. That could be a checkbox. Click here to sign up for the instant notification of problems.
Absolutely.
Is that kind of where you're saying?
Absolutely. And we give you all the tools to write that code to, again, tell our system what to do and when. But the flip side of that is though you can build the application to do so, we also offer a turnkey application, as you know, Stephen, that's how you use it. Anybody can log in, start sending messages in seconds and minutes to reach out to everybody. But absolutely right. You could write that code to tell our system to do anything that you can from within the application.
Now, Stephen, I definitely think you should also talk about, and Josh should talk about, the groups, because the groups, is there a limit to the number of groups we can have, all that kind of stuff, and how does that work with these customers, and specifically, Stephen, with your case for outage notifications, how does those groups work? Or how are you using them, maybe?
Well, let me just start off with how I use the TellmyCell. On my website, at the bottom, www.higherspeed.net. On the left, there's the newsletter link. And if you scroll to the bottom, there's where you can opt in to sign up for the TellmyCell service. In this case, I've set up groups as in locations. So say that there's an outage on that website if you clicked on La Madera. If you live in La Madera, and I know that there's a outage in La Madera, I can specifically target that, so I'm not sending a group text to 250 people, thus utilizing all my credits per text. So out of my 250 people that subscribe in your example, say 15 of them are in that area. I can target that area and say, we acknowledge there's a problem in Lamadero. We're working on it, and we'll get that get it squared away. The other benefit to the groups, and I'll let Josh go more into that, but the benefit too is, so say I get the service up and running within the 2 hours. Once I get the service up, I can log right in and send another text saying, you should be back up and running. So if you don't have internet, please give us a call. That's how I use it in my specific case. But Josh, if you will, go into the groups and how that works to the benefit of people.
Absolutely, and I think you hit the nail on the head, right? It's not just one master group. You can slice and dice your contact list into as many groups as you like. Dennis, to answer your question, there's no limits on the number of contacts, the number of groups that you can have. If you did want to do by location, like Stephen does, or if you're using it for notifications for your office and you wanted to do by department, or if you're using it on a marketing level, you wanted to do by store or by restaurant, you absolutely can. Our system's also smart enough that if Dennis is in all the groups that Stephen has, and Stephen sends a text to 2 of his groups, our system's only going to send that one message because we know that Dennis only should receive one message. So yes, to answer your question, there's no limits on the groups, on the contacts that you guys can have, and you can slice and dice your list, your opted-in contacts in as many ways as you like.
Great. With that said, you want to kind of go over what's the typical pricing options? How do you price it? How does an ISP that wishes to get this done, what do they need to look at to understand how many they need to send, et cetera?
Absolutely. So our pricing is very inexpensive. Again, from any sort of other notification or outreach platforms, you're not going to find pricing like this. Our system starts at 5 cents per outgoing message, meaning if we had 100 contacts that we wanted to send a blast to, at most you would pay is $5 to send all those out. With that being said, it's a volume game, right? So obviously we'll have a little bit more wiggle room if you guys are sending out 1,000 millions on a monthly basis compared to 100. But it starts at 5 cents and obviously goes down as your volume goes up. We also give you the ability, there's no contracts involved in any of our monthly plans. We also have a plan called just the Pay and Go plan, where if you are going to use it for notifications like Stephen is, you hopefully don't have to have too many outage notifications going out. So we give you the freedom to just purchase as you need. So you purchase a la carte as you're sending out messages. And again, we have a great team on our end that's more than happy to work with, especially any of your listeners, but really anybody for that matter, to make sure we're giving you guys the best rate and the best possible service to make sure your business is on the up and up.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Something that's
if I
probably
could just
important
throw
there.
out what I pay, if that's okay. I mean, it's bare bones cheap, guys. It's $19 a month, and that includes like 50 to 100 individual texts. And then if I need to up that, I can buy more at a really extreme discount. And that's what I've done when I do have those problems that cause me to have to send out, a mass one to everyone.
Right.
But it's really flexible. And when I do bump up against, I've got in that $19, like I said, I got 100 texts. And some months I'd never use it. But here's one question. Does that carry over if I don't use it, Josh? I haven't really noticed that.
Rollover, huh?
Well,
yeah.
Traditionally they don't. Traditionally they'll expire after every 30 days. However, it's not unheard of that we can enable that for different accounts. As long what you'll find, and hopefully what your listeners will find, is we're here to work with you guys. Our main goal here is to make sure it works for you and your contacts, because if it doesn't, it's not going to work for us either.
Right. And just thinking of ideas for ISPs on the marketing component, and I haven't really done this because I just want to keep it for notification because I don't want to inundate people with marketing stuff, but I'm thinking, I could use it to announce a promotion for something, go get go to 5 neighbors and talk to them and sign them up, and we'll give you some discount or something. I mean, is that kind of the path you could use this for marketing?
Well, absolutely. For that exactly. If you guys did have different promotions that you're going to be sending out, you're giving your promotions, you're sending your promotions out, whether it be via email or if you're paying for direct mail marketing or if you're paying for billboards, wherever the case may be. This is a perfect way, again, to reach out to everyone in the masses with your message. And if that message is on a promotional basis, we also give you the tools and the reporting to A/B test things. So you can say, click here to receive $10 off. We also offer our link shortener tool that shortens your links, but also tracks as many unique clicks that were clicked on. So you can continue to A/B test to see which promotion is going to work out best. And you can also separate those contacts that did click on that link as maybe more valuable leads than the other ones and add those to their own group to then market to the ones that didn't click on it. Hey, you forgot to click on this, but market to the ones that are solid leads in a different way as well. And that's what we encourage is continue to test and see what's going to work best for your specific organization.
Right. What could help drive sales? Because you're talking to a couple of geeks here that are gearheads and not so much into marketing, but that's why I just wanted to throw out there, and I'm glad you mentioned that because that's a feature I didn't realize was there is the A/B testing, what worked and why did it work, that kind of thing.
Right.
Something else I could see is whenever we go to integrate with your website sign up, hey, I'm interested in service. You could also have a checkbox, hey, text me if I get service in my area, and maybe by zip code or something like that. Let's say you go out and put a new tower up in a specific zip code or a specific town that you don't already have service in. Obviously, maybe you would have the ability to text those people, hey, we just installed service in XYZ city. If you are not already a subscriber, hit us up. Here's our URL or here's that URL shortener so that you can get those customers or possibly get those new customers. It's a little difficult with when we look at ISPs.
You guys sell your tower coverage. I mean, maybe a API integration into that for the people that subscribe to your service using that would be beneficial to the people that pay pay for that fee.
Yeah, I have them just check that box and say, hey, would you, if you're outside the coverage area, would you like to get notified when coverage is in your area? And then, we would use you could use the zip code or you could use the mailing address, something to the benefit to add them into that group.
Right.
Or at least, potential new customers. So there's always kinds of all these options, and go from there. Josh, can you tell us how customers can get a hold of you? How our listeners can find your pricing, your contact information, all that kind of good stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys can visit our website, which is easy texting. That's the letters like Echo Zulu texting.com or tellmycell.com. And also, if you have your cell phones in front of you and you'd like to see how the service works right now, feel free to text my initials, JL for Josh Lang, in the body of the message to the phone number 313131. Simply hit the send button. You'll receive a message back instantaneously with not only my contact information, but also all the websites we talked about today.
Huh. So there you go. And all the pricing's right on here as well. So lots and lots and lots of options in those particular cases. And keep in mind, especially for wireless ISPs, I could really see this being important, is you guys offer a monthly, no monthly fee. You pay as you go based on the number of messages that you send. Correct?
Right.
Yeah.
So you got the option to purchase ads just a la carte. If you are using it solely for outages or solely for these kind of emergency notifications, you have the freedom to purchase as you see fit. And again, no contracts with anything. So you guys, nobody's tied into anything. And yeah, it's a great, it's a great tool for you guys. We've yet to find an industry or an organization that they don't have some sort of use for it. So
yeah,
exactly.
I can definitely see that.
Out of about 500 or so subscribers, I'd say roughly I have about 250 that have signed up for it.
So half.
Now remember, we're not pushing this as hard as we could, and I probably should send out an email and tell them, hey, if you want to get texting, because in all honesty, people, the only reason they go to my website is to read their terms and services when they're ready to cancel and move on.
Yeah, so, but that's the.
Exactly. That's how the groups work really well for me. And one other thing I want to throw out there, this service helps shoulder the burden. We're a small ISP. I've got 4 people in the office, and if there's a major outage, 3 of us are out in the field trying to fix the thing, and the one gal sitting there answering the phone is flooded. Well, by doing this, that takes the burden off of her having to say, we're working on it, we're going to get the thing up and running. I don't have an ETA, or the ETA that we said is about an hour or 2. So it helps shoulder the burden of all the flooding with a phone call when there is a problem. And like I tell my folks, would you rather me be here answering and telling you that we're working on it, or would you rather have me out in the field fixing it?
Exactly. Total sense, all good stuff. I definitely think it's definitely a neat product and a neat system, and I really think that for most ISPs,
Josh, do you have anything else to tell us about TellmyCell and easy texting other than what you've told us? Because it's been a really good show, and unless there's more to talk about, I think we could wrap it up.
Yeah. I want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to be here and speak about our product. I think it'll be a great tool, great service for anybody, and give it a shot. We'll be around, and I'm looking forward to hearing from all your listeners.
Well, excellent. And just briefly tell us once more how to get in contact with you and that really cool application to text you to get this information on your cell phone.
You got it. So you can go to our website at easytexting.com or tellmycell.com. Alternatively, and preferably, I'd like you guys to try out the service. Text my initials, JL, in the body of the text message to the phone number 313131. You'll have all my contact information within a couple of seconds, and hopefully you'll be in touch.
Well, thanks again for being on the show. Like I said, it's a service that I use and with success, and it makes for happier customers. And I hope that all the listeners have gleaned that and just give it a shot. Like Dennis says, it's basically pay as you go, and it's not brain surgery to set up. If I could set it up, pretty much any of you guys with more skill and acumen and web programming could do a better job than I have. But Dennis, you got anything else for us?
No, I think we're good. It's really good information, and I think all of our listeners will benefit from this.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. And Dennis, if you'll wrap us up, we will talk to you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to ISP Radio. We hope you've gained new insights and additional wisdom in our industry as well as your business. Please remember to visit our show sponsors via the links on ispradio.com. If you're interested in becoming a show sponsor, contact us at sales@ispradio.com. Now go out there and push those packets as fast as you can. Good luck and Godspeed.